Hello, hello, hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to day 3 of the 3 C's of parenting teens. I am so excited that you're here. I just want to check my connection. As you know, if you've been watching the last couple days, technology has not been super on my side. So I'm just going to check. If I've got anybody watching live, just give me a hello that you can see and hear me, and that would be awesome. All right. Okay, so today is all about care. Now, if you had a chance to watch the last 2 days, I hope that you got a lot out of meeting our parenting experts, just thinking about a different way of how we're raising our teens and feeling about ourselves too, because this group was put together for us parents of teens. And you know, when I say parents, I mean step parents, grandparents, foster parents, adoptive parents, guardians, even anyone just working with teens. All of this information is here for you. I'm going to generally just say parents, and you know I mean you. And if I could right now just wrap my arms around all of you, I would, because I know what you're going through. I know that it's probably not the easiest time in your life. And you know, you're maybe questioning a lot of the things that are happening, a lot of the responses you're getting from your teens, if you're getting eye rolls and grunts, or even worse, if you're completely being ignored or you know, alienated from your teen. I get it. I get how you're feeling. And we put this group together for you, not only because we want to help you, but because we completely understand, because there's a 99% chance that every single person, every single expert that you're going to meet in here has been through what you're going through. One of us has been through it. And so you can just rest assured that we've been through it. And, you know, sometimes when you go through something really, really difficult, it's nice to share that with others, that you can get through it. And by using some of the tools that we're giving you, I'm really hoping that it will help. And I'm so excited to talk about your care today. Your care. We did talk about the first day, we talked about connection. So if you haven't watched that video, go back. It's in our Facebook group, and it's all about connection. There was some really good tips on how you can connect with your teen right now, because it hurts when you're not connecting, doesn't it? And really nothing runs well when you're not connecting with the people that you love. Yesterday was all about control. Can you see that? No? Here, I'll put it right there. No? There. Oh, okay. Control. So sometimes, you know, when we feel out of control, it's hard to have a really good response to what else is happening in our lives. And if you're raising teens, as fabulous and awesome as they are, there's going to be difficult times. And if you don't feel in control of your emotions, it's really hard then to deal with what they're going through. And so yesterday, I've watched it probably 3 or 4 times to get those points down. And I know we've had some great response already. Did anyone watch the last 2? If you can put in the comments, if you have already seen yesterday's about control or the day before about connect, tell me in the comments how many of the videos you've watched. I also really wanted to know where everyone is from, because we have this amazing group, and it's always interesting to know where everyone is from. So if you're watching live, or if you're coming back for the recorded version of this, then type in and tell me where you are. I am in Canada, and just a couple hours southwest of Toronto. I'm kind of in between Toronto and Detroit. So um, most people know where Toronto is and Detroit is. So we're kind of right in the middle of those two big cities. And yeah, so I'd just like to know where you're from. So give me a hi in the comments and tell me where you're from. Okay, so we have a lot to cover today. I have 4 amazing parenting coaches and experts for you to meet. You are going to love each one of them. The first one I have is going to speak to us. Now, the first one I have, her name is Kim Mention. She is, get this, she is a Jai real life parent guide. So you're gonna love meeting Kim. Now, Kim's going to give us a really good tip on how to get our breathing in order. So, you know, I think we all understand about how our breathing works and how it affects our responses. And this is something that I had to learn the hard way, is that I had to pause and get my breathing under control, but I didn't really know how to do it. So I needed someone to show me how to do that, because yes, we all breathe, we know how to breathe, but do we know how to calm ourselves and, just check ourselves with our breathing when something kind of chaotic is happening in our life? So I am going to invite Kim in. Sorry, before I do that, one more thing. I just want to remind everyone that you are in a safe space here. This is a private Facebook group, and it is not for teenagers. So it is only for us parents who are raising or working with teens. It is only for us. So it's a safe space for us to, really talk about what's going on, because this is the place that you can really get some help. We have so many experts working with us. I mean, it's just unbelievable how much value we have here in this group if you just reach out. And I want you to feel safe, and I want you to feel like you can talk about what's happening, because I know I already said it, but we've been through it, and we are not going to judge or shame you for what's going on, because we completely understand. So I just wanted to say that. Thank you for not inviting your teens into this group. This is our safe space. And without further ado, I'm going to invite Kim in. Let's see. All right. Hello, Kim.
Hi, Jennifer. How are you?
Hi. Welcome. I am great. And I'm so honored that you are here. You are busy, 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 I know, and heading off on a beautiful trip soon. And I'm just so honored that you've taken time to spend with us today. So,
And I wanted to add my 2 cents. I am from the Dallas, Texas area. I help parents all over, but I am based in a suburb of Dallas. So
that is so great. Yeah. And another really great thing I didn't mention is all of the experts that we have with us in our group are all over the world, but thanks to technology, they can work with anyone from anywhere. So, if you're connecting with any one of these experts, reach out. You can find them on our website, and we'll make sure to provide all the links after. But let's get to the good stuff. Kim, tell us about breathing.
Okay, so we're talking about breathing today, and how important, you mentioned how important it is. We all know how to breathe. But in times of stress and in times of tension with our teenagers or our littles, whatever, we tend to breathe quicker and get into more of a reaction mode as opposed to a responding mode. So I do something with my clients. We practice this, and I'll give you a story in a minute about a client of mine. But we practice something I call grounding with cyclical breathing. Okay, so grounding with cyclical breathing. And it is a very quick thing that you can do in the heat of a moment. I'm going to embellish it just so you kind of get, what I'm doing. However, you don't need to go through the hand motions and So what we're going to do is we're going to do this 3 times. We're going to breathe in for a count of 4. We're going to hold for 4, and we're going to exhale for 4. You're going to go through this 3 times. Okay, it's very important that you go through the count of 4, holding 4, exhaling 4, 3 times. And you'll notice when you do this that you become grounded, that you become in the present moment. And this is when it's 100 times better to respond to whatever's going on in the situation that's in front of you. I think as parents, we tend to feel like we've got to react right away, nip it in the bud, blah, 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 you know what I mean? Like we've got to, and plus our kids, nothing triggers us like our children. And so what I work on with moms a lot is doing this grounding breathing. And in the heat of the moment, or even before you get there, as you become more and more aware of this, Jennifer, you're going to be doing this, practicing this without it being, the central heated moment. If you can do this, the in 4, hold 4, exhale 4, 3 times before you ever get to that major tension level, you're just going to continue to stay in a more grounded state. And when we're grounded, we have a greater chance for connection because we're coming from love as opposed to fear or anger, which is what breeds disconnection.
Mm-hmm. That's such a good tip for us. And because today is all about care, it does start with us. And if we can ground ourselves, like it's such a good tip. And I have been practicing it, but not enough. And now when you say hold for 4 seconds, do I really hold for 4 seconds? I'm going to pay attention to that. And
yes, I would love anyone who is trying this. I would love to get feedback on how it works for them. And I'd love to share a quick story about a client who was doing this and in a particular situation. Would you like to hear that?
Love to hear that. Yes, tell us.
Okay, so I'm working with a mom whose daughter has quite a bit of anxiety, especially in the evening time around storms. And she just has trouble falling asleep at night. This girl has a lot of challenge. Well, Dad was traveling at one point. Mom was home in charge of the kids, and there was going to be a storm. And the daughter, as usual, was kind of ramping up her anxiety. And mom and daughter came home, found out their dog had gotten into some chocolate. And so mom is real panicky because she knows that chocolate and dogs don't mix well, especially their dog. It had been down a particular path before. So the daughter is really wanting mom's attention. Mom is very anxious herself about what's going on with the dog. And she decided, this was the moment, she came back to me the next week and she's like, oh my God, this was so amazing that she said, I remembered in that moment, I needed to do this grounding, breathing, and relaxing. And then she looked at her daughter who was wanting her attention while she's nervous about the dog. And she just said to her, I have to deal with this right now. We'll have to talk about that later. Just looked her in the eyes. She was just very grounded. And they dealt with the dog, her daughter, all night. No issues with sleeping, nothing, which is something that she really hadn't had a break at nighttime with this daughter in many weeks. So she was so excited that they took care of the dog and everything was fine with the dog. But I said, Sarah, do you know why this worked for you? Do you know why it worked in that moment? And she said, I think because I was really in myself. Like my daughter could see and she could tell from my eyes that I meant business and I was standing in my ground. I was standing my ground. I was in my light. I was holding this space and she needed to meet me there. And that's what she did. So really, I think the breathing is part of it and a very important part of it. But in general, when you're dealing with your teenager, just being able to be grounded and stand in your own confidence is so, so important.
That is a beautiful story. Thank you for sharing it. And so important. It sounds so simple, but this is something that could be really big and have a big impact in your relationship with your teen, because without that, being grounded, centering yourself, the breathing, who knows what you say or they say, and then who knows where it ends, right? Like we all have teens, we know how heated things can get pretty quickly. So thank you so much, Kim, for sharing that with us.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I'm so glad that you joined us. Now, if anyone has any questions for Kim, please ask them. I see someone has mentioned, let me just see this. All right. Now, I cannot unfortunately tell who is making the comment, but it says intentional breathing is so important. Never thought in regards to helping in parenting during tough moments. So that's amazing, Kim, what you just shared with us. And I think each one of these tips that we're learning is allowing us to just look at things in a different light and from a different perspective and allow us to just tweak what we're doing.
And it's a practice. It's a practice.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's going to go better than others, but the awareness and the continued practice is what is really important.
That is so great. So everybody give it a try. Come on back and tell us.
Yeah, I'd love to know.
I can't wait to hear how this affects you, and how you feel too, because it does feel so good to have a handle on your breath, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
I don't want to feel out of control, like I'm saying something I don't want to or acting a way I don't want to. I want to be grounded. So
absolutely.
Thank you very much, Kim.
You're welcome.
All right. We'll see you again.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye. Okay, that was awesome. That was Kim mentioned. She is the Jai Real Life Parent Guide, and you can find her on our parentteens.club website. And we did a really awesome interview too. It's on our YouTube channel. So check that out, because Kim is, a mom of 5, first of all. So that she's got some amazing tips for us right there. Okay, our second guest today is the beautiful Dr. Stem, who is brilliant and awesome and has been coined the Queen of Motivation and Encouragement. So let me invite in Dr. Stem.
Hello, 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 hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm so excited that you're here.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You have come to us with a couple of amazing ideas or thoughts or areas to look at. So I'm going to let you take it away. Do you want the whole screen, or do you want me to stay in with you?
Oh, no, you stay in. That's fine.
Well, nobody needs to look at me. You've got all the good news for us. So.
Yeah, so whatever works, but I am so excited. Let me start off by congratulating every parent that is with us today, and also the ones that will be joining in or watching us way after this is done. Because what that means for you is you have taken me time to relax and watch the experts that will be invited here. Just share with you some tips that we've been sharing with other parents for years, as all of us, combined. We have years and years of experience and expertise, as well as information from other parents that, believe you not, they have parented teenagers and now they're adults. So they come back and tell us what worked and what didn't work. So what I wanted to do today was to talk to you about a topic that every time that I talk about being fun, being a fun parent, every parent looks at me and go, okay, when do I have time to have fun? And do you understand what I'm going through? That's the reason why we need to talk about it, because it's not at the top of your priority as a parent to be fun for yourself as well as for your kids. Why is it important for you to be a fun person? It's important because the environment that you'll be creating for your children becomes relaxed. And when an environment is relaxed, they think better, they listen to you much better. They thrive not only in the house, but outside where you don't know and you don't see that they're actually doing well and doing exactly what it is that you're teaching them in the house. And hence, I encourage you and empower you today to take some time to be fun. What does that mean to be fun? Well, guess what? If you don't know what fun means for yourself, then it's going to be hard for people to embrace you and to bring you information, environments that make it fun for yourself. So, the first step that I want to encourage you is I want to ask you, what is fun for you? When you hear the word fun, what is it? Is it music? Is it dancing? Is it just laughing, with friends, good friends? What is fun for you that you say, oh, I had fun today? And when was the last time that you had fun? Because that's the other key. If you don't remember when the last time you had fun, then that means there is 100% tension in your home, because you are the key as a parent of what fun and what stress and what anxiety, is in your home. If you're a fun parent and you take the time to be fun, guess what? Even your kids begin to laugh with you. They bring in things that you'll be like, boy, you're just making me laugh, because they know they can tickle you, they can talk to you, and you can relax. Here are 3 S's that I put together for, creating fun. Smile. Just smile. Make it a point to smile, no matter how hard it is, no matter what's going on. Smile. Sit down. Take some time to sit down. I love what our first expert, Kim, talked about grounding and breathing. Take some time to sit down, breathe, and also do some grounding work. And then set aside this third S is set aside space to do what it is that you love, watching TV, going out with friends, hanging out, with the kids themselves. Just set aside some time. The second thing I wanted to talk to you about real quick was about relationships. Because a lot of parents think, once I am parenting and I am a mother, I don't need to look for a relationship, especially the ones that are single. Yes, you do. And yes, it's good for you, because you deserve to have a friend, a relationship that also helps you calm down and again build some fun. So yes, you do deserve it. It's actually a benefit for your kids when you are in a relationship and you are relaxed. So for those that are in a marriage, you really have to take some time to balance it all out. Because here's what happens when you don't take time for the relationship that you're in with your husband, with your partner, with your spouse. What they do is they begin to get frustrated. That frustration lingers onto you, and then it comes down, tumbles down to the kids. And that's why it's important for you to take that time to, make time with your spouse and make time to just relax with them. It doesn't have to be anything stressful all the time, but something that makes you, relax and also enjoy their company. So I don't want to rumble on. I want to also have a conversation with you, Jennifer, if you have,
Okay.
because I know you're a mom as well.
Well, I want to just comment on those tips, and let's go back to the first part about having fun first.
Yes.
Because I can relate to this, and I feel like we, and I don't want to say the women in the household, because the men can do this too, or
Yeah.
anyone in the household can really set the tone.
Yes.
And knowing that my teenagers are not on here, I can tell you a little secret. Once in a while, I experiment with different things. And so I experiment with our mornings.
Yes.
So, for instance, this morning, the kids got up, and it was kind of going to be a little bit of a stressful day. It's near the end of the school year, and they were kind of stressing about everything, right?
Okay.
And so one of my sons said, "Can you make me a rap like you did yesterday? It was so good." And so I thought, okay. So I started rapping, like singing. I didn't know what to rhyme with sandwich, and anyway, but it set the tone. They started giggling and having fun. And then
Yes.
that is going, and they'll get on the bus and they'll go to school, and they'll so it just kind of set the tone, so that having fun is so important. And I'm glad I can share that without my teenagers hearing. Because
That's really good.
there's other mornings that I don't want to have fun. I'm
Yeah.
I'm worried about everything. I'm stressing about everything. Hasn't happened in a while, but it does happen. And
Yeah.
and you can tell, you can see it in the kids. They don't skip out the door. They aren't, happy when they're leaving for school, or they're going to fight with each other, something. Like, I just know that, it's an incredible power that we have when we stop and we have fun and we find fun in things, that it does set the tone for our kids. So
Yeah,
thank you for
you just said a really key point, Jennifer. Let me just reiterate on that one. When you start the day off and you're off and you don't feel like having fun, it sets the tone for not only your day, but also their day.
Mhm.
So notice that that's the day that the teachers are going to be calling you. That's the day that they're going to be skipping class because they didn't start well and it didn't start well. So when we talk about the law of attraction as well, it just attracts more problems and, for the day. And as well as you go to work and everything just doesn't seem to work out right, because we started off on the wrong foot. And that's why I like the fact that we started off with the breathing, the grounding, and now we're talking about, hey, remember to just loosen up and just have some fun a little bit. And it doesn't have to be dense, but just loosening up and say, okay, I have to be aware that, this has to be fun, making the sandwich and wrapping.
Yeah. And I love that new perspective too, because it doesn't all have to be hard. It doesn't all have to be upsetting. It doesn't all have to be difficult. We can, just face things a little bit differently. We can,
Yeah.
tackle them in a way that isn't going to cause more stress and anxiety in everyone. So I love
Yeah.
that. Thank you so much, Dr. Stem. And then the second point that you had for us was about our relationships. So I really want to tackle that. And I really want to talk a lot more on that.
Okay.
I don't think we have time today,
Sure.
but I'd really like that you have mentioned the importance of your relationship and, taking care of you and
Yes.
your relationship and how important it is.
Yes, yes, and I know that probably I don't have a lot of time, but let me tell you, I've been in practice where I work with parents and teenagers for over 20 years, and I cannot tell you story after story of people coming back and parents saying, I didn't even think that me just smiling would change, my day or just change my mood by saying, you know what, let me just smile about this. Because then sometimes it's what your child does that you just can't believe that they could do that. And you say, okay, it's a forced smile, but what it does is it helps you to relax and it helps you again to respond rather than react, which is easier for both you and your child when you take that moment to take a step back and then, smile about it, even though it's not a funny thing. And the child will even say, Mom, is that funny? No, but I just couldn't believe that this happened. So, I didn't know what else to do. I just smiled. And then you respond to that. So don't undermine the smiling and the sitting down, because those two things will really help you to get into that, mind frame that, okay, it's not all that bad after all, because this too shall pass.
Mm-hmm.
And you're doing well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is wonderful. Does anyone have any questions for Dr. Stem? If you do, put them in the comments. If you are watching the replay of this, put your questions in anyway. We're all here in the group, so we
Yes.
can come back and answer them. Dr. Stem, thank you so much for joining us. Now, I know you're going to want to check out everything that Dr. Stem does. She is the author of over 30 empowerment books. Like, amazing. So just a great source of knowledge for all of us. So definitely check out Dr. Stem on our Facebook page, on our website. Our YouTube video was fun too, so check that out.
Yes.
And ask questions. I have one comment here.
Okay.
I'm just going to read it before I let you go.
Okay.
It says, wow, my daughter would ask me, Mommy, why are you smiling? Thank you for the confirmation. Always keep them guessing.
Exactly.
Uh,
Yeah. So one comment that I wanted to make as well, ask me any questions, and yes, I look forward to having your questions. The one thing that I really am excited about is not only am I in mental health, I'm a mental health, therapist, so I'm able to dig deeper into some of the blocks that come in, the frustrations, the anxieties that come in, during parenting that you might be going through. And then at the same time, I'm an exciting life coach, and we can talk about your careers. So I'm excited to and looking forward to doing some, work and projects with the parents in here.
that's wonderful. And it doesn't matter where you're from. It can all happen over Zoom or Skype or whatever you use, phone,
Yes.
or in person too as well. So, I know you do it all. So thank you so much for joining us.
Appreciate it. Thank
Okay.
you. Okay.
Sure.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, wow. Wasn't she amazing? Can you imagine writing 30 books, 30 books on empowerment, and that she is the queen of motivation and encouragement. So I think that's so awesome that we get a chance to meet her. Now, how's everybody feeling? Are you getting some good tips so far? That's only 2 experts. We've got 2 more to come. Tell me in the comments how you're feeling about these suggestions so far. You can focus on your breath. You can focus on your smiling. You can focus on your relationship, all these things, and just being aware of the impact, that maybe just having a little bit of fun can have on your entire family. So give me a shout out in the comments on if you feel like you'll be able to use some of these tips so far. And again, I did want to kind of check in and see where everyone's from. So if you are, wherever you are in the world, tell me where you are. Okay, our next expert is the fabulous Tia Fagan, who is a certified parent coach and more so a conscious parent and life coach. So Tia, let me bring Tia in here. Tia, sorry, this is technology again. Okay. Hello, Tia.
Hey, how are you?
Hi, welcome. I am great. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Anytime. So Tia, you are going to help us work with some of the anxiety that we feel as a parent. And I know you have some great suggestions or a great suggestion for us. So I'm going to let you take it away.
All right. So, anyone with children, but especially teenagers, we all experience anxiety from time to time. It's just a given. Sometimes, some more than others, but anxiety is normal. But it can also take over to a point where we no longer, we feel out of control. We feel worried all the time. And I have to apologize. I have a cat who just jumped on my lap. So a tip that I give parents that I work with. So, it takes time, it takes energy and effort on our part, but it's something that we can have all sorts of opportunities to make a change. And so the tip that I give everyone that I work with is it's CALM. So it's 4 steps. So it's the acronym CALM. So the first would be connecting with ourselves. So let's say one of your children caused something and you're getting very anxious, worried, fearful, or you're even just thinking about it after the fact. You parented a certain way and you're really upset with yourself. You feel you didn't do it well, and then you go down the anxious spiral. So first is connecting with yourself. And when I say connecting with yourself in this, since this is a quicker tip, it's more notice the physical sensations in your body. Notice, is your throat tight? Does your chest feel like there's a weight on there? One that shows up a lot is your jaw tight. Because we clench our jaw, we might clench our fists, our stomach. So just notice your physical sensations in your body. So you already even noticed that you're feeling anxious, worried, fearful. So now tune into your body. So that's the C, connect with self. The A is accept that you're feeling anxious. Because how many times have we felt anxious and we really don't want to feel anxious, but then we only just get more anxious because then we worry about worrying that we're anxious. So it's leaning in, which is the L, but first it's accepting. Okay, I'm feeling anxious. This is a normal feeling, but if we resist it, it only lasts longer. So now we lean in. So what does that mean? That's the L of the calm. We lean in. So that's leaning into that feeling, that anxious feeling, leaning into those physical body sensations, leaning in. Okay, my throat is hurting. My jaw is tight. What can I do? Oh, I can relax my jaw. I'm leaning into it. I just like, with the breathing, right, that we talked about at the beginning, you can breathe into that area. It sounds kind of unusual, but if you start to practice it, you may notice like I'm going to breathe in, relaxing energy into my jaw, into my stomach, into whatever areas that you're feeling that anxiety showing up, because it always does show up in a physical way in our bodies. Mm-hmm. So that's the L. So connect, accept, lean in. And the last one would be a mantra. So oftentimes I help clients come up with a mantra that works for them because everyone is different. But a couple examples, would be, I will be okay. So you're leaning in, and even can just repeating in your head, you can even say it out loud. I will be okay. I will be okay. I will be okay. So as you practice the calm steps, you will notice that you will have a deeper awareness of when you're feeling anxious, because that's a huge step, because without awareness, we can't help reduce our anxiety as a parent. And then we start to have some tools to calm down. So then we're not reacting from our anxiety, we're responding because we've now calmed ourselves down to some extent. That doesn't mean that this is going to eliminate all of your parental anxiety, because it's normal. I have teenage daughters. I get anxious. And this calm also works outside of parental anxiety. It works with any type of anxiety. I personally used it last night. During some turbulence, and it was like, okay, calm, okay, connect, accept, lean in, mantra. The pilot knows what my mantra in that one was. The pilot knows what the pilot is trained in this, and we will be fine. So using this, and I also encourage people to use it when you're not feeling anxious, because that's easier to practice any sort of tool when we are already in our parasympathetic, our rest and digest. So you can connect in with yourself when you're feeling pretty good, with your kids, or when you're sitting in bed, laying in bed, reading a book, whatever. Just go through that. I'm connecting with, what are my physical sensations? What am I feeling right now? What am I accepting? I'm feeling really great right now. I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling this. I'm leaning into these positive feelings. And then what's the mantra in that moment? So then as you practice it, bringing it into those anxious moments, it becomes more of that muscle that you've built up. Mm-hmm. So that's a tip you can do for reducing that parental anxiety.
That's great. And isn't it interesting how we have to practice and train ourselves to take care of ourselves?
Right. Like, it's not natural.
It isn't. And that's why this whole day is about care, because, we should be just automatically doing it, and we're not. So we have to practice. And then eventually, at some point, maybe it will come naturally that we can, calm that anxiety. And I really like that acronym, CALM. I love it. So thank you for that. And we'll make sure that after you're done, Tia, that we kind of reiterate those in the comments as well, so people can remember, and then fill in the blank for the mantra, whatever they need to tell themselves in that moment, whether it's the turbulence or whatever's happening with your teen it's not gonna last forever.
Exactly. I mean, I had a client that I worked through, and this was a really strong grounding point for her to help her work with her own anxiety. She had a freshman daughter, freshman in high school, just starting high school. And for those of you who have kids in high school or have upcoming kids in high school, there is anxiety around just being a parent of a teenager in high school, because, you know, that starts to open up different worlds, different opportunities, good and potentially negative. So this mom was really feeling anxious because she was starting to notice a little breakdown in her connection with her child. You know, her child was pulling away, as all teenagers do. And so we worked through the calm steps, and her mantra was, I am okay, my daughter is safe. So that was her mantra, because she was worried about the safety of her child, because she was worried, you know, with now going out with other teen drivers was in the future, you know, parties, all of those things, grades. And it took a while. Like you just said, it takes practice. It wasn't she tried it once and everything went away. No, it was every day. We just make sure that she practiced the calm at least once a day. But obviously, the more she could do it every day, the better.
Mm-hmm.
And then as she practiced it, she noticed not only did her anxiety go down a little bit, it also really helped her go into more of a responsive thing. And so her relationship with her child, because she wasn't projecting her anxiety on her daughter.
That's amazing. And her daughter would pick that up too, and be able to use that. Like, I love how, you know, having these tools not only can help us, but that we can, you know, pass those on to our kids as well, because they are facing a lot of anxieties, and especially going right into high school or whatever it is, the stage, something new that they're entering, and teenagehood is all about everything new and exploring.
Right.
And it's all about, you know, us parents being fearful and, you know, all those things that we don't want to be, but there is so many things to feel anxious about. So
Exactly.
I'm definitely going to use calm in my day. So thank you.
Thank you. It's fun to share tips. And here, everyone else's tips along this whole week has been fantastic.
Yeah, I am using every single one of them. They're amazing, amazing. Okay, well, thank you for joining us, Tia. And if you have any questions for Tia, definitely ask them. Let me just take a second and check the comments here. One is, and I apologize, I can't see who it is, but it says, love the idea of leaning into the feeling. Very helpful.
Great. I'd love to hear feedback, like you said, just like everyone else. It's really nice to hear, you know, successes, or if there's a challenge, you know, that's what we're here for, just to support you. If, like, you know, the L was really hard for me, that leaning in was hard. For some people, it's easy, you know, so we can support you in the group and help you work through any stage that's challenging.
Mm-hmm. It is so amazing, isn't it?
It
Okay,
is.
I have to read one more comment, because this is beautiful. Yesterday, my daughter asked me to sit down and watch a movie with her. She was ecstatic that I said yes. I really enjoyed the time. She thanked me for watching with her. Isn't that beautiful?
That's beautiful. And those are those moments, right?
You know, anyone with
That's
kids
fantastic.
is probably thinking, what are you talking about? You know, if they have younger kids, your kid's always going to love it. They're always going to watch a movie with
Right.
you. No, not
No.
so much.
And good for her for saying yes. That's so great.
Yeah, that is so awesome. So I
Love it.
do apologize. I don't know who that is, but way to go.
Yes.
Great. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, Tia. And again, if anyone has questions for Tia, just put them in the comments, and I'm sure she'll be here to help out and answer as we go. So
Great.
thank you so much. We'll
Thank
see you.
you. All right. Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye. Okay. How's everybody doing? That was Tia Fagan, and certified parent coach and mom who's been through it. So I just think it's amazing that she gave us the how to calm our anxiety. And I'm definitely going to be using that one. Our next expert, moving right along, because I could just stay here for hours and keep like chatting with all these experts, because each one of them have life-changing suggestions for us. And I know Aparna is going to be no different, because she's brilliant. Aparna Venkatraman. I'm going to invite her in, and she can tell me if I said her last name right, because if I didn't, I'll be in big trouble, right? Did I say it right, Aparna?
You did say it right. Yeah.
Thank you,
You
Trauma.
did. Yes.
Yeah, just
Thank
rolls off my tongue now. Thank you for joining us, Aparna.
Thank you.
Aparna is from Beauty in Parenting. She's a parent coach, focuses on mindfulness, right? Meditation.
Yeah.
You do guided meditations.
Guided meditation sessions, yeah, locally and virtually with parents. It's awesome. Very awesome. I'm also a motivational speaker and I'm an essential oils educator too. I'm all about the self-care, so this is a perfect topic. Perfect time to talk with all of you. Yeah.
You are here on a perfect day because it's everything that you do. And I love it, love it, love it. And you know, I've known about guided meditations for many years and I've listened to some. And it wasn't until I really struggled through those teen years that I started really leaning into guided meditations because they really did center me and focus, like help me focus on what was important. And that was my teens, my connection with my teens and my health.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There are so many, there's so many different guided meditations out there as well, besides being able to do the work in person with a coach like me. And it's wonderful to be able to have a meditation or a tool that can assist you not only with relaxing, but also with your mindset too. And so I've worked with so many parents, even parents who have newborn babies who are just needing that stress relief, some moments where they can connect to themselves and take care of themselves and just be like, this is my time. This is my time for me. It's beautiful.
That's wonderful. So now, I should have had you come on to really speak about guided meditation, but I'll give you another topic to talk about.
Yeah.
And it's because having teens can sometimes, I really do not like putting a negative spin on it, but it can sometimes be hurtful when they're not giving you the love that you so desperately want to give them.
Yeah.
And we would do anything for our teens, but this is one of the times in your life, there's probably many, but one of the times in your life when you really need to take care of you. And so the topic I gave Aparna to talk about was, it's time to get a hobby. So can you speak to that concept of that it's time for us?
Yes, I definitely can do that. I've worked with a lot of parents, grandparents, aunts, and uncles who were coming to me for help with their teens, especially, or even their preteens, about needing that time for themselves, being disconnected from themselves, and never having learned, that I can take time out for myself and do something that I love. And so, one of the big success stories for me is that I worked about a year ago with somebody I knew who was an aunt who had a nephew who was going away to college. And they were getting really stressed out picking colleges. And this was an aunt who was like a very nice mother figure to this beautiful, beautiful teen. And I ended up having them come over and, having these sensory activities of using essential oils with me, sitting down and finding ways to take those deep breaths, to find oils that help them. And with the aunt, I will say she ended up finding a hobby where she could really work on her gardening skills. She was somebody who loved being outdoors, loved to plant and find new plants and plant trees in her backyard. And so she found that when she really took the time and, set her phone away, set it back in the house, and took that time to be barefoot and ground herself in her garden, she enjoyed that hobby. And she was able to also show her teen that he could also take that time out for himself to feel much less stressed during this time when he's, we're so in our heads, like waiting for these acceptance letters, waiting for these emails, waiting for these phone calls, that, we lose track of, hey, I don't have to be thinking about this 24/7. I don't have to get up and, think about my to-do list, immediately. I don't have to get up and check the phone even. I can actually go and sit with my morning coffee, or, scheduling that time on like a Thursday lunchtime or something, not even just the weekend, where I am focusing on something that is filling me up and lighting me up the way, my inner child would just go and play. And so that's a lot of what I do with families, is help them to find ways to play. As I used to be a toddler teacher in preschools, and that was a really fun aspect of working with families for me. So I would say, one of my tips is to just do what lights you up, whether you want to sing or dance or even, knit or crochet or just whatever. And just, it doesn't have to be what everyone else is doing. It's the most interesting thing to me to find others who are just doing these unique activities I've never heard before. And they're just taking that time to just be themselves. And you find that deeper connection to yourself when you are doing that. And it's beautiful.
It is a bit of a shift, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
for so many years when the kids are younger, we are told to give 100% of ourselves to them. You've got, and you have to, right? They're young, they're babies, toddlers, preschoolers. You need to give them 100% of your focus. But it is a real shift when they become teenagers. And all of a sudden they're pushing for their independence. And that's probably the time that you need to be looking at a little bit of your independence too.
Right.
Kind of rejoice in it, right? Like, like I don't have to be here 100% of the time. It is okay if they watch me go play volleyball or go kayaking or doing the things that I really love. And I remember one of the interviews I had done, it was about a month ago, and I did it with Sharon Pope, who is a relationship coach. Mm-hmm. And she said, would you want your kids living the same life that you are? And that kind of always stuck in my head, that this is a really good reason for me to be taking care of, what lights me up, what I enjoy, because I want them to do it when they get older too.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, that's that time with teens where you are, they're growing up, they're becoming independent and learning, their social circles and thinking about their, jobs and going away to college and going off into the real world. And parents are going to experience that little bit of empty nest syndrome, right? They're going to be like, oh no, now what? And I saw this this year, about a month ago, with a wonderful family friend where the teenage girl, she graduated high school and she's going away. And for about a year, her mom was really, really stressed out about it. And you just have to sit with this, like, it doesn't have to be about the stress, and you taking time out for yourself and doing that regularly, you can also just actually enjoy that life the same way your daughter is going off and enjoying that too.
That is great. Yeah. Reminder. Yeah. How about, if anyone is watching right now, we've got a few people on live, but if you're watching, tell us what is something that you can do right now. So whether it's that hobby or sport or something that you really, really love doing and you haven't done it in a while, just tell us in the comments. And if you're coming back to watch the replay, definitely tell us in the comments.
Please let us know. Yeah, please let us know what you're doing for self-care time for your hobbies, or what you would like to do, in the future too. I always say, when I'm searching for new hobbies to do, I'm someone who this past year I got into attending at my local university drum circles with my friends. And I met a whole group of people, and it was just that one, even like an hour on a Thursday afternoon, where it's just that one time where we could just gather and socialize and talk. We talked about things that made us proud, that we were proud of for the week. That was how we started our drum circle. And it was just the most fun playing, and it reminded me of being in schools and working with children and having that music class time too. So it's really fun what you learn and what you experience when you put yourself out there and do these things too. And we had people of all ages. We had a 10, 11-year-old boy join us one week, and we had people who were more of the elderly people too. And they, that's just how welcoming it is when you go out and you find something that lights you up and you find other people too. You eventually will find that community so that you don't feel alone and you are connected, right? You're always connected too. And so what I want to say is, if you're looking for something, you can, ask your friends, you can look in Facebook groups like this, you can, message others or search for, in the summer now, I'm seeing, even especially in bigger cities, museums and other places are having really fun special events now because they're trying new things out. So there may be something, no matter where you are, there may be something around you. You just have to kind of look for it. Go on meetup.com and see what's there as well too. You never know what you will find. Yeah.
I think that's so cool what you're doing with the drumming. That's awesome.
It is awesome. I never thought I would be. I will say this: when I lived up in a bigger city, I attended drum circles maybe every couple of months that some friends were having, and I never thought that moving back to a smaller town that I would be able to find something like that. But I never knew that it would be available to me right at my local university, not 10 minutes away, and for free too. Right? I found a center who did it for free. So another great tip is, it doesn't have to be something that's costing you a ton of money, to take care of yourself. You can go and find things that are free. There are ton of free events out there, and you can also create your own hobbies. You can start collecting things. You can I have a nice list here. You can take your own yoga classes online too. There are so many things online, especially that you can learn just by taking that time out for yourself.
That's awesome. And I think a big value too is that you're surrounding yourself with like-minded people that are also looking to connect. And it's just, there's so much power in that, in just surrounding yourself with people that all care about what you care about, basically, right? Because not everyone can drum. I have no musical talent whatsoever. Yeah. So that wouldn't be for me, but if there's a group going out kayaking on the weekend, I am there. Like just, it would be something I would love to do. Yeah.
Right.
So
and I will say, I wouldn't be the first one to go kayaking. That's not a thing for me too. So you can see that there are different things for different people as well too. And it's just, for the parents out there who are saying that they are short on time and that they are not sure, what's there. Just, I would say, don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to ask and to find out what is happening, because you never know. You may be able to find, free events out there too that you can, or things where if you do them over time, you can, save some money on that as well too. So it's like going to an amusement park and having like season passes, right? And going and being able to do that regularly. And you could of course make that your hobby too, going to amusement parks this summer or wherever you are. But yeah, so that's the importance of just, the same way your teen loves to, create music or go skateboarding or, create a video game or whatnot, know that you are also allowed to do those things as well. And that it doesn't have to be limited to, this is what an adult can do, this is what a child can do or a teen can do or whomever. It's just, it's what lights you up, what helps you to just feel nourished and fulfilled. And I always think of parents as well when I coach them. I always say to them, what can help you feel like that container of energy where you were just flowing with energy for yourself and you are just feeling recharged and refreshed, because these things that light us up will make us feel refreshed. And that's a huge point I want to drive home.
That is so. Thank you so much, Courtney. I really appreciate all your input and your insight. And there's a couple comments I just want to read to you before you go.
Go ahead.
One says, hi there. It's Allie in Alabama. Thankful.
Hi, Allie.
Doris. Hello, Allie. Welcome. Another comment is about getting a hobby. I haven't painted in years. I want to get back into it. Okay.
Wow.
Well, now's the time.
Now it's time, right?
I can't see who put the comment, but whoever it is, if you want to get back into painting, that is so awesome. Maybe come on back and show us what you've painted.
Yeah. It just starts with even getting, going out and maybe getting from even a dollar store, getting an arts and crafts store, going and getting those materials for yourself. I myself have a little kit for myself. It's nothing huge and fancy, but just get the kit, get like the paper that you need, and just go for it. And then you can build up to, or you can go take a class if you see some classes at a local art studio, or there's always tutorials online too, to get back into it and to know that you can have that time where you love to paint, and get back into even painting versus drawing and things like that too. I totally am someone who loves to paint as well too. That's always, I grew up doing art classes of all kinds, and in school and outside of school, and I found that painting especially was one of those things that where I could just flow freely and just really, really enjoyed it. And I didn't have to care about how perfect it was too. So I say I applaud you for going and taking the initiative to get back into painting, and definitely come back and show us all of your beautiful artwork.
Mhm. Sure. That's awesome. All right, Aparna, thank you so much for sharing that idea with us and giving us permission to get a hobby, do what we love.
Yeah.
And now's the time. So
yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so grateful and honored to be a part of this group and this community, and I hope to see more of you on here as well and connect with you deeper. This was really, really fun to do all these workshops. Thank you all so much for taking the time out of your day to come and watch.
Well, lucky us that you heard of this. Thanks, Aparna.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, that was a jam-packed day. All about care. So does everybody feel like they can take care of themselves now? How are you feeling about what we talked about? We had, wow, some amazing parent coaches and experts joining us. It is a real honor for me when they come on, because they are incredibly busy, yet this is their focus to really help us through the teen years. And this is one of the reasons why I wanted to bring them all together. It's because, these are not easy years for us. It's not all bad. They can be fun and joyful and wonderful, but there's a lot of things throughout the teen years that cause us parents to not feel great about ourselves and our parenting. And it doesn't have to be that way, and it doesn't have to be that way forever. And that's why I love having these parenting experts here, because they've been through it and they can tell you, you're not going to be in this place forever. You are not going to be hurting forever. You are not going to be feeling alone. You're not going to be feeling frustrated, angry, anxious, anything that you're feeling. It is not going to last forever. And I can tell you that these people and what they do help all of us to get through a time by giving us these really amazing tips. If you heard anything that was helpful, just give a shout out to us. The experts are in there. They'll see it. They can respond if you need more clarity on what they're speaking about. When Kim talked to us about breathing, if you needed any clarity on that, please come back and ask your questions. And when Dr. Stem talked about having fun and taking care of your relationships, so important. Tia talking about anxiety, and then finally Aparna when she talked to us about it's time to get a hobby or do something that lights you up and that you love. Just find that again. And I know you can do it because I've done it, and I know you can do it too. So yesterday when we were talking about connection, no, we were talking about control yesterday. I shared with you our parent health quiz. Has anyone taken the quiz? I just want to share it here so you can see what it looks like. I'm gonna I don't think I can take myself off the screen and you be able to hear me. So this is on the other half of the screen is what the parent health quiz looks like. And what it's going to give you is a parent health score. It is a score out of 4. So level 1 is basically you are feeling, let me see, sad, frustrated, anxious, depressed. You're hurting right now. You are hurting because of what's happening in your life with your relationship with your teenager. So that's a level 1. Level 2 was you don't always feel sad. You've still got moments that that upset you. You could maybe be a 1 one day and a 2 the next. So that's a level 2. Level 3 is you're generally feeling okay about everything that's going on. You're generally feeling like you are going to be fine. Everything's not perfect, but you're generally feeling good. And then the level 4 is 100%. You have great connections with your teens. You have great relationships. You feel good all the time. You are happy. You are healthy. All of that. So that's a level 4. And I can tell you there's not many people that get a level 4 because it takes work. And if you're coming to us right now, chances are you are probably in the same kind of headspace that we are right now. We're raising teens. We just need a little bit of help, and we know it's going to get better, but sometimes we need a little help to get through whatever it is we're going through, whether you're concerned about your teen, they're on social media, there's bullying happening, there's the anxiety and depression, which is really skyrocketed with teens, and it's difficult to know how to deal with all of that as a parent. Lots going on. Maybe there's, they're skipping school, or they're doing drugs, or they're maybe having sex, and that's concerning you. Like, all of these things are just something that you're not always going to have that worry forever. And we're here to help you work through whatever is going on. We have an amazing opportunity right now with all of these parenting experts it's like they're in our back pocket. Like, they're here for us. And this is a great opportunity to reach out and connect with them. I want to share, well, actually, I should let you know about this parent health quiz before I take it off the screen. I'll provide the link in the comments. And if you can stop back and you can tell us, what your score is. Tomorrow is the day that we're going to talk about each one of those levels. We're going to talk about what you can do about them. And I'm going to announce something pretty amazing that's never been done before. And I want you to be a part of it. So I really, really, really hope that you join us tomorrow. Because we're going to wrap up our workshop this week, and I am going to make an announcement that I think you will all love and value and get so much out of. So please join us tomorrow. Okay, I'm going to take the parent health quiz off, and I just want to share our website with you. If you haven't had a look at the website, you will find on our site every single one of the experts that have joined us this week. You will find some great articles. They've really, really, focused in on a lot of key issues that are concerning to parents of teens. So check out the website. You can immediately find support. So if you just click on Find Help, you will get, let me see here, if I can have that come up on the screen. I can, good. Okay, if you can click on Find Help, it shows you every single category that these parenting experts can speak to and support you in. So please check it out. Okay, have we got anybody still on live right now? I know we went little bit over an hour today. I'm really, really honored that you're here and you've joined us, and I'm excited to just announce this surprise tomorrow. So we'll see you tomorrow, 2 o'clock. And thank you for this three, you see that on the, no, I'm going the wrong way. Okay. The 3 C's of parenting: connect, or connection, control, and care. Thank you all so much. Definitely ask your questions if you're coming back for the replay, and we'll see you in the Facebook group. All right, take care. Bye-bye, everybody.